Big up to the whole Universatile Music crew. Thank you both to Universatile Music and the Blunt Club for your sponsorship of On the Flip Side Radio. Stick around for On the Flip Side with Catalyst and special feature Stacy Eden coming right up. And you extended this advocacy towards Breonna's law. Breonna Taylor was shot and killed in March in Louisville, Kentucky, and 32 shots from police officers who had a no-knock warrant and were dressed in plain clothes. Tell us more about your proactivity towards Breonna's law here in Phoenix, Arizona.
It's a city ordinance that was passed in Louisville, Kentucky that prevents no-knock warrants from being issued. Mm-hmm. And Republican senators have since talked about banning no-knock warrants federally. It's much regarded as a bipartisan issue. It is a direct violation of our Fourth Amendment rights. And that was found to be true by the state of Florida, their Supreme Court, back in 1996. Wow. So, it's not this isn't something new that we're just like realizing. And, having studied the law decent, I did a thing called mock trial in high school. I was a national all performer. I was hardcore. And then I also got to work with I worked with a foster care system for a few years in high school. And then I worked on a nonprofit up in Flagstaff for an underage drinking prevention grant and a methamphetamine task force. So we allocated almost $500,000 in federal grant money. And so in my dealings with that, I've really learned, how many laws and how many things are outdated and antiquated, and we know they are, and yet really no one is catalyzed in order to change them on a local level because it takes so long, and usually it only happens when a tragedy happens. Right. So in Louisville, they Breonna had already been dead for a few months when George Floyd passed away. And then immediately, to kind of quell the public outcry, Louisville passed it 26 votes to 0. They passed a ban on no-knock warrants. Now that all it requires is that you have to knock. You have to announce yourself as the police and give them about 30 to 90 seconds to respond to you. And you also have to turn on you have to have a working body cam. And it has to be turned on 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after issuing any warrant. It arguably increases safety for both sides. So it's just, I've been a little disappointed that I haven't gotten any traction with the city council in Phoenix at all. I was able to obtain a copy of Breonna's law from the city of Louisville, which was no easy task. But I presented it to City of Phoenix, and they've just kind of, it's been interesting. I've spoken to their attorney, I've spoken to their PR director, I've spoken with a few people at our city council's office, and I've kind of been brushed off. So we can email the mayor and call the mayor's office, and really all we can really do to catalyze these local representatives to listen to us, and all they have to do is vote on it. They have the exact law of what it would take. This has already been found to be unconstitutional at its very core by the state of Colorado and the state of Florida. And so it's just, I'm very excited. I'm very excited that it's still accessible on a local level for us to change things like this. And that's really my goal, is to change it here, and then we can change it city by city instead of waiting for elected officials to change laws. We can do it. We can catalyze them and spearhead these things on a very local level and see real change. I'm hoping so. We'll see what happens. And I think this is just the start. We can work to change child pornography laws and laws surrounding foster care and laws around our local and federal prisons and what's the other, probation laws. I worked a lot with juvenile probation up in the reservation up in Page, Arizona. And, it almost broke me when I was 19. So I'm really excited at 37 to be coming back to some of these things and really feel like there is something I can do. I think you could not be more right that consistency over everything. It's not even about how smart I am or about, who I know. It's really about just consistently poking, a raptor testing the fence for weaknesses. Like, I'm going to find it. Eventually the fence is going to short out somewhere. And yeah, it doesn't end with voting, right? It doesn't, I just feel like that's such a short thing. And there's so much we can do every single day and in our communities too, not on that overwhelming national level. I'm huge advocate of just getting involved in any way you can. I know that's hard, especially right now, but there's definitely ways. So.
Absolutely. Well, keep pushing. And, as I say, it's motivational for those that are looking around and wondering how they can get involved and be an ally and jump on board.